The girls, how you doing? Let's do another big current. Today's going to be what to say love about you, so let's not be triggered. Okay, I don't really know what to do with my hair. Is neither here or there. I'm trying to let it grow. Let's see how long I'm gonna manage. Okay, let's go. I saw a picture of myself with longer hair up to here when I was younger. Excuse me. Okay, we don't care about hair. I know. 1, 2, 1, 2. Pile number 1. What do they like, love, excuse me, about you? Ooh, the Hierophant, Page of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. Interesting, right? Okay, they love a bit of everything with you. It's hot in here. They like the fact that you're very knowledgeable, that you also like to do things properly. It has to be legal, it has to be fair, but you're also very open, therapy, healing, understanding your own self in different levels, different layers, and you want to make things official. Maybe when you start something, you always see it as an opportunity for something bigger, and that also could be serving as well the people. You don't want to go through this life with no legacy. You want to provide services to people, help people who are not feeling so good, you know, that kind of things. Also, you're very sensitive and shy at times, which is really remarkable because you can be kind of you know, how can I say in a nice way? Sometimes you're not afraid to get into a fight, you know, you're fighting for your truth, fighting for your belief system. You can be quite reactive and tormented, but at the same time, you can be very timid and you want to talk about love, you want to open your heart, but sometimes just, you know, you're a bit shy, and that's beautiful. Oh my God, it's so hot in London. Yeah, so you have this idea as well of being kind of forward. When you believe in something, you go all the way, you know, you don't take any kind of prisoners, and that can be as well a little bit too much because you can be tormenting yourself. You may be wondering because you want to achieve so much, you know, you put yourself maybe under pressure and you may end up being tormenting yourself instead of actually finding some kind of balance and be at peace with yourself sometimes. And maybe that's what you're trying to find. Somewhere in between, you have maybe an idea of balance and tranquility. And that's maybe where you're aiming for. And I really hope that for you. But they see you really lovely. Very strong, sometimes maybe extreme. The extreme, you know, places on the spectrum. But you know that the yin and the yang at the end of the day, right? There's nothing wrong with that. God, it's so hot. Pile number 2, what do they love about you? Okay, 8 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. God, hello, Axelle. And the Page of Swords. Interesting. A lot of Swords, so a lot of things going on in the mind. You know, you asking yourself a lot of questions. You're wondering, why are you wondering why it's so hot? That's why you're wondering. No, more seriously, you are someone who might not feel that you are enough. Even though, you know, you're doing so well, but you might be more enthusiastic about other people than about yourself. Maybe you see sometimes yourself with limits. I'm not enough. I'm not lovable. You know, you may be a bit tormented and asking yourself maybe too many questions. Maybe you don't have to, okay? So you're not afraid as well to check your reality when it comes to finances, money, job. You might sometimes change job and leave something that is kind of predictable and a bit boring, and then you're investing in something brand new. So sometimes, and maybe at the moment particularly, you're kind of wondering, do I want to stay, for example, as a 9 to 5, or do I want to be an entrepreneur? So you know, you always kind of see the pro and cons in every situation, financially particularly. But it could be also a relationship, like, do I want to be stagnant with someone and I know it's not really it, or do I want to maybe be by myself for a while and figure it out? You know, you kind of you don't have an illusion to be completely blind. You know, you kind of very practical with all those pentacles. You see what is what, you know, and you realize on a very clinical way, sometimes you need to be clinical. Where do I stand? Do I have enough from this job, of this relationship, or do I want to take a risk and, you know, see what's out there? Why not? What they like about you, even though it's a bit naughty, you can be defensive, okay? So sometimes, because you don't feel lovable, you know, somewhere you don't feel like you enough. So maybe sometimes you might be a little bit sensitive and a bit reactive, and well, fair enough, you're a human being, you cannot be like this all the time, right? But at the same time, you pay attention, you look after that person, you keep an eye on them, you know, you're quite protective as well, and make sure that everyone is okay. But you have the idea, maybe you don't want to be seen, excuse me, doing that. You know, you don't want to be seen that you're checking if that person is okay, or they're about to do, I don't know, something silly, or meet someone else, or whatever the context is. It's a general reading, obviously. But you will very much keep an eye on it, and sometimes being a little bit defensive, just to say, I keep an eye on you, I'm seeing you, I know what you're doing, I know what you're about. So a bit complex here, at the same time interesting. You know, you have all those extreme. Do I stay there or do I go? Am I feeling like I'm lovable or not? This has to be a bit, how can I say, we have to pay attention to that, because the Eight of Swords will bring the Nine of Swords eventually. And the Nine of Swords is very, can be, you know, a bit depressed, a bit down. And of course, we're going to get to the Ten of Swords after that, which is an enormous amount of pain. But, you know, let's keep an eye on this, you know, that person. And I think we all have that a little bit, not being enough, not being lovable, all that above. Let's not marinate, as I like to say, in a soup, because you know what's going to happen. If you think too much, eventually you're going to find something wrong. Inevitably, if you look hard enough, you will. But let's enjoy life as well. Let's not be too much in the mind, okay? Let's be more down to earth and see what we can do, instead of, you know, I don't know, staying a bit plan, as we say in French, like you're just there, you know, doing nothing. It's not, let's not go there, okay? I think this month as well, I don't know when you're watching this video, but this month in August 2023, it's a lot of emotion. I mean, myself as well, it gets a lot of emotion yesterday as well. It's a lot of things moving, okay? So let's embrace it. Let's give a bit of space for that to happen, and we can let go of whatever we don't need anymore. But what they love about you is the fact that you very much, you know, someone profound, and that's really good. But let's keep that under control a little bit. On this note, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Ciao.